has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished? Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time. Contain the retreat for the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide. Let's join us on page 20 for Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Shamor v'zachor, v'dibor echad. Adonai echad, ushmo echad, l'shem tiferet talit hilah. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, lekuven elcha, ki hi mikor haberacha, merosh mikadem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat techila. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva oreg, kumi ori, uri uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayik nigla. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. We rise. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam v'simcha, uv'tohola, toch emunei, am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha Dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat, nekabela.
Take this time now to wish someone next to you Shabbat Shalom.
Extra points if you don't know the person. So
Extra points.
Yeah, extra
I always
points if you
want
get-
extra
if you introduce
points.
someone you
I
don't
always
know.
want some extra points.
Welcome.
Join us on page 28 for the call to prayer.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim bechokma poteach she'arim uvitvuna mishaneh itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We read together at the top of page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
You may be seated.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha Uvlechtecha b'derech, u'shochbecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam lehot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim leloechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Emet.
We now turn to page 40 for Micha Mocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלינו ויאמרו, זה אלינו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ידעי, ידעי, Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps, and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Page 373. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Oh, guide my steps.
We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. Page 44 for Vishamru at the top of the page.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chaste Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Gavula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo V'yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah.
Since October 7th, instead of saying the Givurot, we've taken one line from this prayer as we ask for God to free the captives. And we have set a chair for a hostage in Gaza. A week and a half ago, we were at the Nova Music Festival site, and we saw the road that so many people tried to escape from. And there's one image that has been played on the news, and that's of Noah Argamani. She was the 26-year-old who was seen on a motorcycle. And we were at that same location. Noah is a second-year university student at Ben Gurion University and the only child of Yaakov and Leora. Her mother is suffering from terminal brain cancer and just wants a chance to hug her daughter one last time. We pray this evening for Noah's return and for all those who are held captive in Gaza for their safe and immediate return. Blessed are you, Adonai, ruler of the universe, who frees the captive. We take the next few moments of personal reflection. When you're done praying, I invite you to be seated.
I live, my God, for each day I live. I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. I am gifted by your glory. I am lifted by your love. I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live, I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live, for each day I live, my God, for each day I live. I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. For each day I live, my God, for each day I live. I am grateful, grateful, forever grateful, grateful each day I live. I am gifted by your glory. I am lifted by your love. I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live, I am grateful, grateful. Every day I live.
As we offer prayers of gratitude and thanks, we also offer prayers for those who are ill, for those are struggling with health and mind, body, and spirit. And so our synagogue community thinks of Rachel Lazar, Jeffrey Feldman, Violet Linder, Menachem Mendel Ben Giddel, Graham Silberman, Summer Curter, Sam Frankel, Richard Giardina, Rita Aziz, Barbara Tripp, Sheila Lasker, Diane Cooper-Schmidt, Stanley Freelander, Harry Mesh, Samantha Eckerling, Alan Fox, Joan Weiss, Miriam Gonzalez, Stuart Engel, Laura Winder, Yaakov David Ben Avraham, Esther Paya Ub Miriam, Rachel Samuel, Zani Adiv Ben Ruvain, Ahava Simcha, Matt Lundy, Bob Garagilo, Christian Mayud, and Jackie Raceman. If you are thinking of a loved one or a close friend, I invite you to share their names for prayers of healing. As we provide and sing prayers of healing, we also ask God to watch over those serving the IDF, innocent Palestinians as well. And we tonight think of those that we met in Israel. We met the 82nd Brigade. We shared a barbecue with them. And we heard that they had just entered Gaza last night as well. So we offer our prayers of protection, our prayers of comfort.
Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Ami Omar Elohechem. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Amor Elohechem. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Amor Elohechem.
On this Shabbat, we also celebrate a new moon, which means there is joy because we enter the month of Adar. And when Adar comes in, our joy increases. And our joy increases a lot as Ari is called to the Torah for the first time tomorrow. So Ari, I'm going to invite you to join us on the bima with your parents and your brother. And if you are celebrating some joyous things in your life, we would love to invite you on our bima as well. Maybe you had a big birthday last week, maybe an anniversary, maybe a new job, maybe you learned how to ride a bike or something good. Join us. Maybe you're a 49ers fan or a Chiefs fan or a Taylor Swift fan. You can join us on the bima too. We would love for you to join us on the bima. Turn to page 4 as we turn to the words of Kiddush. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava uvratzon, hinilanu, zikaron, lema'aseh, bereshit, ki hu yom tefillah, lemikra'e kodesh, zeher yitziat Mitzrayim, ki banu bacharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, v'imchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
All right, before you drink, we say l'chaim.
My birthday's on Valentine's.
Oh, your birthday on Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Taylor Swift fans. Any on the test? Awesome, good things.
on the test.
And you get to become a bar mitzvah tomorrow, which we are so excited about. And so the month of Adar is all about joy. And I know how much joy you bring to your family. You bring us joy by your smile, by your wisdom, and by who you are. And so, Ari, we can't wait to stand on this bima with you tomorrow as you lead your family and friends and this entire congregation in beautiful prayer and the joy that you carry on our Jewish tradition. And it's in really strong hands with you. And that brings joy to me, to Cantor Goldman, and to this entire congregation. So we say, L'chaim. Please be seated. There's an old joke that a rabbi is hired for a new job at a synagogue. And on the first day of the rabbi's work, the temple president walks into his office and says, "Rabbi, we are so happy that you are here. I just wanted to let you know that the minhag hamakom, the culture of our synagogue, the board of directors and I made a decision a long time ago that you can talk about any subject on the pulpit, as long as it's not about politics or religion." Shabbat shalom. David Klinghoffer, a former columnist for The Forward, writes, "We deserve Jewish clergy who will serve as guides to understanding the words of personal and public life, the spiritual, the mystical, the ethical, the sexual, the familial, the legal, and yes, the political. In a word, everything. This is a high order, but I agree with Klinghoffer. As a Reform Jewish leader, we have a responsibility to look at our Jewish tradition within the context of our modernized world. We cannot be afraid of tackling issues like abortion, healthcare, immigration, or gun control. Not all of our sermons or education plans have to be based on the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal articles. It's important to speak about God and spirituality, Shabbat practice. However, this does not include us from these hot-button issues and sharing how our ancient text responds or does not respond to them. When Rabbi David Saperstein, the former director of the Religious Action Center for Reform Judaism, was asked, "Does politics belong on the bima?" he answered, "Issues, not individuals. Policies, not partisanship. Concerns, not candidates. These guidelines should direct synagogues as they chart their critical role in political activism. By sticking to issues and not candidates, synagogues can fulfill our obligation of a prophetic vision without violating the law." The Reform movement has always been a champion of social action and social justice, bringing meaning to the concept of tikkun olam, healing the world. Reform synagogues have taken positions on both Jewish and universal human rights issues, as a champion of civil rights, active in the fight against poverty and health care for all. Judaism imparts the civic duty and our role to promote that within our communities. So tonight, I'm proud that our congregation joins over 2,000 other Jewish communities in marking Repro Shabbat, the annual Shabbat celebration that honors the Jewish value of reproductive freedom. And we are so incredibly lucky to welcome Shira Zemel to our congregation tonight. Shira is the co-director of the Abortion Access Campaign for the National Council of Jewish Women. Prior to working at NCJW, she worked for the Religious Action Center as the Director of Youth and Leadership Development. Shira has deep connections to our synagogue. She is a Camp Harlem alum, meeting her husband at Camp Harlem, I think maybe Mikey's counselor or sister's counselor. She's connected to the Harlemites here. Cantor Goldman interned with her father, Rabbi Danny Zemel at Temple Micah in Washington, D.C., and became friends with Shira. And we're so glad that Shira's family is live streaming us tonight as well. And as a fellow rabbi's kid, Shira and I have bonded. And she has always connected me with the best hotel room at our confirmation weekend in Washington, D.C., too. Shira, thank you for all the work that you do. You are a hero for reproductive freedom in our country, and especially in this challenging time, your voice is one that we need to hear loudly.
Hi, everyone. I'm really so honored to be here. Can you guys hear me? All right. I'm really so honored to be here. Mazel tov, Ari, and your family. I was so excited when I got the invitation to be with you all at Temple Emanu-El. As Rabbi Prosnit just said, I've long been a fan of this congregation for so many years, running with L'Taken, the confirmation class trip to Washington, D.C. every year. I feel like I've gotten to know this congregation from afar through your fantastic students. And yes, all roads lead for me and my family to Camp Harlem, where so many alumni here. So I'm really just so honored, and thank you for welcoming me. 2 years ago, NCJW launched the Jews for Abortion Access campaign, and I began my role as co-director of this effort. I think often about my grandfather, Alfred J. Sherman, who was an OBGYN in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. As I understand it, he was one of the founding physicians of Planned Parenthood in central Pennsylvania. Growing up, I would visit Harrisburg, and we couldn't go anywhere there without someone telling us that I should be so proud of my grandfather who delivered them or delivered their children. During childhood trips to my mom's hometown, women would speak warmly and gratefully about Dr. Sherman, my grandfather, delivering their babies. And as a kid, I didn't get it. But now, having been pregnant myself 4 times, I've delivered 2 children and experienced 2 miscarriages, one of which was medically very complicated. Now I so much better appreciate the gifts these people shared when they would introduce themselves during our trips to Harrisburg by way of connection to my Grandpa Sherman, their OBGYN. I've been wondering how many people would see us and not share how my grandfather helped them when they needed to end a pregnancy. I so wish our society cared for and supported people who have sought abortions so they didn't feel the need to keep their stories in the shadows. Bringing these stories out of the shadows is part of what has compelled the work of NCJW. For 130 years, National Council of Jewish Women has boldly imagined and worked towards a world where women, children, and families are fully valued and supported. This includes the ability to make decisions about our bodies, lives, and futures. Since the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade over a year and a half ago, safe and vital abortion care has been virtually inaccessible to millions of people who need it. In the first year after the Dobbs decision, our campaign raised over $1 million to help folks in this country seeking reproductive care, and since then we continue to raise funds to fuel our Jewish movement and support partners directly serving patients. 24% of women in this country will have an abortion by age 45. That's 1 in 4. And data tells us the majority of people who have abortions are not the irresponsible teenagers our society often pretends. More often, it's a mom who has 2 kids already or a married couple who can't afford a 3rd child, concerned about taking care of the kids they already have. 1 in 4. We all love someone who has had an abortion. And if you think you don't, it's likely more accurate that you just don't know someone who has shared their abortion story yet with you. And if you have had an abortion and you have shared those stories with anyone in your life, you are giving them a gift. On this issue, in the fight for reproductive justice, we must make the personal political, because this isn't actually a political issue at all. It's a healthcare issue and a matter of personal dignity and bodily autonomy. When we share our stories, we reclaim the issue from those who seek to divorce it from the lived reality of so many pregnant people in our country, and so many others for whom the stakes of this question does not exist on a ballot, but in their day-to-day lives. Forcing one person to give birth is one person too many. Let us be clear. This issue affects anyone who is pregnant or whoever wants to become pregnant, as they're not stopping with abortions. As we've seen even recently in Kentucky and Ohio, miscarriage care, IVF treatments, birth control, gender-affirming care, it's all on the line. In the United States today, the deck is stacked against raising children and supporting a family. Most states don't have paid family leave like you have in New Jersey. We lack affordable quality childcare. We have politicians who refuse to fund childhood nutrition in this country. There are 300,000 children in New Jersey alone on SNAP. We have politicians who refuse to raise the federal minimum wage, with working parents holding down multiple jobs. And this impact disproportionately affects Black women and other people of color. The reproductive justice movement itself came out of knowing that the white feminist movement had failed women of color with its emphasis on personal choice and not structural access. The sister song Women of Color Reproductive Justice Collective defines reproductive justice as the human right to maintain personal bodily autonomy, have children, not have children, and parent the children we have in safe and sustainable communities. For our movement to be successful, the time has come for us to think bigger, to broaden and deepen our work. And the Jewish community has long supported abortion access, and there is enormous collective power in education and true mobilization of our Jewish community. I join you tonight to mark our annual Repro Shabbat, observed each year on Shabbat Mishpatim, because our Torah portion this week includes verses 22 to 25 of chapter 1 in the book of Exodus. Quote, "When men fight, and one of them pushes a pregnant woman and a miscarriage results, but no other damage ensues, the one responsible shall be fined according as the woman's husband may exact from him the payment to be based on reckoning. But if other damage ensues, the penalty shall be life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise." In other words, if someone accidentally causes a miscarriage, the Torah says, to take place, they're obligated to pay financial reparations only. The case is not treated as manslaughter. Here, the fetus is not regarded as having the full status of personhood. Causing the end of pregnancy here is simply in a different category. Put another way, there is no such concept as fetal personhood in Judaism. These verses are commonly considered the foundation of Judaism's approach to reproductive health rights and justice. These are the verses the Jewish community will read across the globe this Shabbat, and why we honor Repro Shabbat each year on Shabbat Mishpatim. Read these words and know that our ancient Jewish tradition offers a radically different theological understanding of the status of a fetus than the very particular Christian theology being weaponized by the religious right to stake a moral argument around the question of abortion. Reading further in our text, we find that rabbinic literature reaffirms this position when it asserts that the fetus is mere water for the first 40 days after conception, which is about 7 to 8 weeks by our counting, incidentally when 66% of abortions take place. And that from there, the fetus is part of the pregnant person, like her thigh, the text says. Again and again, in our sources, we see that abortion is permitted and even required if the life of the pregnant person is at stake. Some rabbinic sages went even further, affirming an expansive idea of a healthy life that understood that there are many reasons that a person might get an abortion, that mental health needs were akin to physical health needs, that emotional pain is akin to physical pain, that a person's own experience matters. Jews can point back to centuries of tradition affirming the validity of abortion care and necessity of abortion access. So if you walk away with nothing else tonight, know that this is true. The text itself and subsequent centuries of rabbinic commentary all confirm it. Abortion is permitted and sometimes even required by Jewish law. But I will tell you now my truth. These verses from Exodus that we read the Shabbat do not motivate my work as a Jewish moral voice for abortion access. Attempting to answer questions like when does life begin or what does religion say about the status of a fetus, this is playing the opposition's game on the opposition's terms. My belief that reproductive freedom is a Jewish value does not come from Exodus or the Talmud. These are the same texts in rabbinic traditions which often do not view women as equal to men. Reform Judaism exists for this very reason. Jewish thinkers in Enlightenment Europe developed a progressive idea for practicing their Judaism, engaged in the modern world and rejecting old dogmas while staying rooted in our tradition. As Reformed Jews, we carry a Judaism informed by the Enlightenment, where we both embrace Jewish tradition while we honor science, truth, and equality. Judaism teaches us that we all stood equally at Sinai to receive Torah. As Jews, our prophetic tradition urges us to bring our individual voices of Torah into the public square and proclaim our moral vision for the world. We are proudly, loudly, Jewishly pro-abortion access. We are for the rights of all people to live in dignity and make decisions for their own lives, families, and well-being. Say abortion. It sounds simple. Maybe it sounds a little scary or just easier to say reproductive rights, but we need to destigmatize. When we let abortion opponents make abortion into a profane word, we allow their morality to define our language and shape our world. We allow them to send a message that abortion is about shame and sin, but we know the truth. Abortion is about bodily autonomy and agency and equity. My grandpa Sherman understood. Abortion is essential health care and should be treated and talked about as such. I hold him in my heart while I stand with you tonight, knowing each of us in our own way must be part of this movement. We need you with us. So you can join us. When you go home or after Shabbat, you can go to jewsforobortionaccess.org/sign up. You can come back to Emanu-El on March 17th, where the Sisterhood and the Tikkun Olam Committee, together with NCJW Essex, are putting together aftercare abortion kits for patients who have just received abortion care. There are so many ways to get involved. We need you with us. Judaism teaches we are partners in an ongoing creation, working to create a world of wholeness, compassion, and justice. Shabbat is our weekly glimpse into what that finished world might look like. Shabbat is Jewish hope bounded in time. When I celebrate Repro Shabbat, I pause to remember that more than the words found in Mishpatim, Shabbat is the metaphor which encompasses Judaism's expansive vision of justice, a world made whole. So now I'm going to end with a prayer for this Repro Shabbat. God of our ancestors, Elohei Avotenu V'imotenu, we affirm that you have created each of us in your sacred image, endowed with the inherent right to dignity and autonomy. We ask that you guide us towards a caring and loving community and nation that reveres this dignity in each of us. We affirm that reproductive freedom, the sacred right to own the personhood of one's own body, is a fundamental part of the just society for which we strive in your name. We ask that you endow us with the strength and resolve we need, because the path that lays ahead is challenging, and we need resilience, strength, and courage. We ask that you protect the most impacted and marginalized among us, because it is they who are most at risk. We do this work in your name, O God, because we are the compassionate, loving creations of a compassionate, loving, and just God. It is holy, sacred work. May our country become a place of liberty and justice for all, and may our care for one another include care and respect for each other's right to good and affordable health care, including abortion care, and the right to live safely and securely as we each follow our path of conscience and the God we each do or do not believe in. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shira, for your message, for ways that we can be involved.
Yes.
Again, March 17th here at the synagogue in partnership with NCJW. We'll be putting together 300 post-abortion kits there'll be information that you can, how you can be here and support that. We have tables outside with NCJW. NCJW Essex is here to support this evening as well, and continue to write postcards too. And Shira is going to be leaving tonight to go at 6 a.m. to an abortion clinic in Washington, D.C., where they'll be doing a service supporting those who are making this decision, a difficult decision, and making sure that they have access to that abortion clinic. She shared that the first abortion is on Saturdays at 6:30, and many of those women are coming from West Virginia to make that schlep to be able to be provided health care. We have a lot of work to do, and Shira, thank you for sharing your words. We conclude our service on page 282. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, megor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom ha'u, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo,
Please be seated. From time to time, as we prepare to say Mourner's Kaddish, we like to share memories of a name that we will be reading this evening. And so it's my honor to invite up Lauren Guberer to share some memories about her sister.
My sister, Pamela Rachel Gold, passed away 11 years ago at the young age of 39. For the past 10 years that I have been a member at Temple Emanu-El, I have received a letter in the mail from the temple stating that my sister's yahrzeit is coming up and I'm welcome to say something about her at Shabbat services. For several reasons, I've never stood up here and said anything. But this year is different. This year, I am standing up here in honor of her. This year, I know that she would want me to speak up. While my sister was a lover of dancing, a lover of her very successful job as an attorney, and most of all, a huge lover of her two boys, she also very much loved Israel. Pam chose to study abroad her junior year of college in Israel at Tel Aviv University, and she had the most amazing experience there. She absolutely fell in love with the wonderful Israeli people she met, the history there, and the beautiful land of Israel. She talked a lot about the very special feeling and connection that she felt to Judaism and Israeli people when she was living in Israel. If Pam were alive today, I know she'd be very busy doing some kind of pro bono work to help Israel and the Israeli people in any way that she could. However, this is unfortunately not possible, so I, at least this year, in Pam's memory and honor, wanted to stand up here for her and say, Am Yisrael Chai.
Thank you, Lauren, for your beautiful tribute to your sister. If you hear your loved one's name this evening, we invite you to rise and remain standing. During this period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we remember those who've died in our community. Paula Greenberg, mother of Ron, Jonathan Goldklang, brother of Shelley, Margot Peggy Schwartz, sister of Nancy Bregman, Lois Simon Gorlick, mother of Jill, and Lyndon Cohen, mother of Joel Cohen. We also recall loved ones who have died but not yet been buried. Susan Kane, mother of Alan. And during the yahrzeit, the anniversary of our loved one's death, we remember Hyman Abe Love, Estelle Barron, Claire Bernstein, Doris Bursey, Herb Binzer, Bernard Blank, Ira Gary Blumenreich, Frank Brooks, Amy Greenberg Siri, Henry Cohen, David Eisenberg, Gary Engel, Belle Levy Feldman, Ethel Finkelstein, David Fisher, Laura Forland, Leah Frankel, Norman Gardner, Pamela Gold, Sylvia Greifinger, Simon Gross, Lenora Harris, Mona Ives, Harold Kellner, Esther Kafar, Elsa Klar, Beverly Komisaroff, Julius Korn, Jack Cosson, Sylvia Kotler, Seymour Kruger, Rosalie Landau, Ella Lapidus, Myrtle Levine, Joel Levinson, Edward Lewis, David Leibowitz, Charlotte Lukin, Sylvia Marcus, Sidney Meschel, Harvey Minnick, Ira Nazinski, Albert Parnes, Rebecca Plotkin, Mark Potak, Neil Rafe, Florence Resnick, Sarah Slitsky, Rabbi Arnold Schachter, Hilda Seifer, Stephanie Sesser, Mortimer Silverman, Kurt Stanton, Rhoda Staub, Morris Stern, Simon Wiseman, Richard Winman, Benjamin Yeeman, Leonard Zamor, Betty Zunk, and Gilda Mary Schonenberger. If you are in the first year of mourning, I invite you to rise as well. In sacred solidarity, we rise for the words of Mourner's Kaddish, found on page 294. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad v'yvarach yirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, Magala v'yizman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam amei amaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei t'kudashah barichu. Le'elam mikol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran b'yama v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba mid shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, uyasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all who mourn, and comfort the bereaved as together we say, amen. Please be seated. A few short announcements. When Adar comes in, that means our programming kicks up. And this year there's 2 Adar months. The first, but we have some amazing programming coming up, including tomorrow, Shabbat, our Saturday morning fun club, Holy Scrollers, and Simchat Shabbat. And then stay tuned for events including a one-person show on Abraham Joshua Heschel at the end of this month. We are inviting Ben Jealous, the CEO of the Sierra Club, as our Cold Tzedek speaker in March. He was also the former president of the NAACP. He'll be our Cold Tzedek speaker, as well as Purim right around the corner too. Lots of good things. Make sure you look at your long emails. Make sure, before you go to bed at night, just check them out. It's good time reading. It will take you like 5 minutes. So. Thank you to Shira again and to NCJW for being a part of this really important Shabbat.
I'm going to invite up Ali Rabinovich to help us with our closing song. And thank you, Ben Barry, for your beautiful cello as well, and Suzanne Moore, as always. Open my eyes.
I'll open my eyes.
I will not look away.
I will not look away.
I will use this
given every day.
I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world.
I will give of myself.
I will give of myself.
I will reach out my hand.
I will reach out my hand.
I will use this heart I've been given to take a stand.
I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world.
One more time, I have a voice.
I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice, my voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Change the world.
Please join us.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam,
hamotzi
lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat.
You are awesome. You want to do some fun?
Cantor for sure. Thank you so